Recently I released this circle ruler set and I'm excited to tell you more about them today. And then I'm going to show you how they work with some of the quilting that I did in this quilt. So first off, this is my 2/8. There are 6 different rulers in this set. They range from 2 inches to 13 inches. Those are the size circles that you're going to get. And one of the most important things I want to start off with about this ruler set is they were designed with the hopping foot in mind. Because a hopping foot is 1/4 of an inch, when you quilt a circle, you're going to add that 1/2 inch, you know, the 1/4 inch here and the 1/4 inch here. And a lot of the rulers that I've used before don't take that into consideration, so you're getting half size circles, 2.5 or 8.5 in this case. So with this set, I designed that with that in mind. So when you use this 2 and 8, if you were to use the 2 in here, you're going to get a 2-inch circle. And if you're going to use the 8, you're going to get the 8-inch. And that's the same with each of the other rulers. The rulers are 2.5 inches wide, which is great to keep them stable as you're quilting. They are made from high quality 1/4 inch acrylic. And this is my green set. I do have a clear set that's going to be available soon. And there are 1/4 inch lines that run from the inside out or the outside in, however you want to look at that. There is a horizontal line and a vertical line for lining things up, if that's helpful for you. And then I also have measurements, if you see, along the bottom edge of the ruler on both sides. And I have a 1/2 inch as the first measurement because if your hopping foot and needle are here, that's going to be a 1/2 inch. And then that's going to, because your hopping foot and ruler or needle are a 1/4 inch away from there. So take into consideration the 1/4 inch that you're going to get on both of the insides there and even the outside. So there are lines throughout which will help with the quilting, which helped me quilt this quilt without marking anything. That's how great the lines are on rulers, if they're done correctly. So now I'm going to get to a few of the rulers that can be used with the quilting that I did on this quilt. And one ruler actually will use the inside and outside of the circle. So for the this is the 410. For the 4-inch inside circle, I would be quilting these Orange Pill Echo design. So you would just line up there. And when you use a ruler, you do need to keep it 1/4 of an inch from the end because your hopping foot needs to get to those points. So then I would come out more and quilt those inside. And I would quilt the entire inside all the way around and just rotate the ruler around the hopping foot. And the great thing about these circles is you rotate it a little because they're 3/4. You can get that and it can still be stable for you to quilt. And then I would go around and do the outside, which makes it easy. Oh, and then the outside of this ruler on the 10-inch works perfect right in here for these blocks. So I would line up, or this is where the needle's gonna start. And because I wanted that separation a little there, I actually used the line on the ruler, that 1/4 inch line, to get to that point. And that's the point I stopped because that's where the fabric is sewn together. And then you rotate it here and you go back to you have your 1/4 inch and then you go back 1/4 inch here to the end. And then you would use the line in here, if you can see that line it up right on the line of what you've already quilted to get that inside. So for the next ruler, I can use the 11.5 is what I would get, and that's what I would use for these. And these are 3/4 of an inch from line to line, or from thread to thread that's quilted. So you would use the 1/2 inch line and quilt that. And I did quilt that in the ditch just so that I could get that to pop up, because I used 2 layers of batting in this quilt, which I'll tell you about in a sec. So, or you can start here and quilt that first line and then move up and quilt the next. And so I love rulers with lines for designs just like this, because they make it super duper easy. You don't have to mark anything and everything lines up great. So for the 13/7, that's what I can use to quilt the design in this block. Which, if you think about it, it's pretty amazing that a 13-inch circle works great with this 4-inch circle, because look how awesome that design lines up there. And then everything together is so cohesive, and the curves are awesome. So when I designed a set, and the great thing about having a full set versus having just one ruler is you can quilt all these different curves, and you're not going to be able to do that with just one size ruler. And so I kind of audition my rulers to what's going to be the best curve in the best spot. So that's why I recommend getting a full set. I may eventually offer them as individual rulers, but for now I'm going to offer them just as the set. So look for them in my shop at quiltingit.com, and then click on my shop link. And then a little bit about this quilt. It is a pattern from So Kind of Wonderful. It's their Chic Country quilt, and it's a really fun quilt to make. They have a great ruler that goes with it. And then I used 2 layers of batting, like I said. I used an 80/20 on the base, and that's a cotton poly, and then a Hobbs wool on top. And then I used a 30 text permacore A&E thread, and I love their thread. I love their text, or their 30 text. And then it's a little thicker of a thread, and I used their antique cream to quilt this quilt. They do have another cream that I love that's called Dyed Natural. That's also great, but that's what I used on this quilt. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to have more tutorials on my website and also on my blog, or on my YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe to those about my rulers, and so you don't miss out on those tutorials. And I'll post them as I quilt client quilts and use these rulers. And I hope that you enjoy using them in your quilting.